Hello everybody, welcome to this edition of Leading Experts. I'm your host, Grayson Foster. Coming up on the show today, I'll be speaking with personal financial guru Wayde McKelvy. Wayde has just written a book called Discover the 17 Closely Guarded Secrets of the Wealthy. He'll be here today to teach us all how to focus on strategies that build wealth using his techniques and alternative investments. Wayde's a guy that definitely likes to think outside the box, and straight ahead we're going to learn just some of his secrets. Stay with us. Leading Experts starts right now.
Welcome to this edition of Leading Experts. Leading Experts is informative and exciting. Leading Experts interviews authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs in all areas of business, so you become a much more informed consumer.
Welcome back, everybody, to Leading Experts. I'm Grayson Foster. Joining me today is Wayde McKelvy. Wayde is known to his clients as a personal financial guru, and we're going to find out just how well he's doing for his clients, making them rich beyond their wildest dreams. He's here today to share just some of his key points on how to build wealth quickly by following his methods and by thinking outside the box. Wayde has an amazing website, SOWbook.com, that we're going to learn all about, where you can discover powerful wealth building strategies right now, which he says not one out of 1,000 investors know exist. I think that's pretty interesting. So Wayde, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to see you.
All right. So tell me about that quote, not one out of 1,000 investors know exist.
Well, basically there's a lot of stuff out there that people are just unaware exists.
Okay.
We've been shielded our whole lives by the government, so-called financial gurus, so-called real estate gurus, people running around selling their success books and all that type of stuff.
Right.
And we've been sheltered since we were about 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of programmed to fail. In other words, this is the approach you take to build wealth, to have a financial security, build financial security and retire comfortably. And very few people understand that everything we're being taught is about 180 degrees wrong.
Right. So that's what you're doing for your clients.
Well, we're trying to give them a paradigm shift in the way they think about building wealth, because it's a lot easier than you think, but you have to have different thoughts.
Right.
You have to go in a different direction than what we've been shared with our whole lives.
So how did you get into doing what you're doing and create Speed of Wealth?
Well, I've been in the industry, the financial industry, for about 18 years. And notice that it didn't matter what I said, what recommendations I made, people were still not winning the game.
Right.
If you look at the stock market, for example, today, it's the exact same point it was about 9 years ago. So all these people giving you this advice to invest for the long term. You know, put your money in the stock market, hold on to it, and invest for the long term. Well, if you started out 9 years ago, you're at the exact same spot you are today.
Right.
And considering we have inflation at a much higher rate than we're being told it is, you're losing money. And if you couple that with fees that you get charged throughout the industry, everyone's going backwards. In the decline in dollar, everyone's going backwards. Even though they may see their accounts growing, they're losing purchasing power. People need to get more aggressive. They have to think differently. Wealthy people think differently. You know, at my seminars, I ask people, how many of you would be happy if you got 8% returns consistently? You know, I'll see about half the people's hands go up.
Yeah.
Then I'll say, well, how about 10% consistently, safely and consistently? Then, you know, 2/3 of the hands go up, or almost all of the hands will go up.
Yeah.
Then I'll ask, how many of you would be happy to get 12% returns? And you can imagine every single hand goes up, you know, and I'm talking about consistent and safe money.
Right.
And what I think is safer than CDs. And the bottom line is, I've never made less than 12% return on my money. I've never been in the stock market. I've never owned real estate property. I've never done fix and flips. And people just aren't aware of these things because wealthy people hide it from middle America.
Right.
They just don't want to, you know, they don't want them in on their game.
Yeah.
So they keep it away from people. And the bottom line is, you know, if you earn 12% on your money consistently and safely, you're going to win the game.
Okay. So the bottom line here is that conventional wisdom is definitely not working.
Conventional wisdom is not working.
Okay.
People need to start thinking unconventionally.
So what are we doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
Well, basically, you're listening to your parents. And your
course.
parents listen to their grandparents,
Yeah.
all right? You know, here's a great example. You know, we're told, you were probably told by your parents to pay off your home as soon as possible.
Of course.
Now, when you're accumulating assets, what is the purpose of accumulating assets? You want to have a big bucket of assets at the end of the day when you retire so you can generate income.
Right.
And I know you've heard this before, that people will say the biggest asset of the average typical American family is their home.
Is their house, exactly.
Which is the equity in their home, because the bank owns the rest, right?
Yes, correct.
So it's the equity in their home. So this is a sad statement. Here's their biggest asset that earns no return and produces no income. So if 2/3 of your assets are in retirement is in your home, you have no income coming off of it.
Right.
So why does that equity sit there idle? You need to put your equity to work for you. That's just one secret of the wealthy.
And that's what we learn when we go to your website.
Exactly.
And certainly pick up your book. Now I want to talk about your book real quickly
Great.
before I get on to the next question, because you've just written this, and it's called Discover the 17 Closely Guarded Wealth Building Secrets of the Super Rich. And you're giving it away today free, is that right?
For viewers today, I'm giving it away for free. I do have to charge for shipping and handling. I'm not
Okay.
going to pay for that. I'm not that generous, but I am
Okay.
going to give it away for free.
Okay, and the numbers are up on the bottom of the screen, as we
Right.
can see. But I'm keeping this copy.
It's all yours.
Okay. Now you say that the wealthy cut out the middleman.
Correct.
And become their own personal bankers. Well, how is that possible to do that?
Well, it's so simple. You know, people go through their life trying to, you know, I do a lot of real estate investing. Now, remember I said I don't own rental properties and any of that, so people say, what are you talking about?
Right.
But the bottom line is, people go in the stock market or whatever the case may be, but do you have a bank account?
Of course.
Of course you do. You
Yeah.
put money in your bank account. Now, you may have a money market fund or a CD or something like that, but essentially when you put money into the bank in any direction, you're essentially loaning money to the bank. And in return, they pay you an interest.
Right.
They pay you interest rate on that, which is dismal, to say the least.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't keep up with inflation. In my book, I really freak people out about that, but
Okay.
that's a different story.
Okay.
What does the bank do with that money? Well, they take and they turn around and loan it back out to somebody else at a
Right.
higher interest rate than they're paying you, right? And sometimes they loan it right back out to you at that higher rate. That's sad.
Yes, absolutely.
What they just created was spread of money or arbitrage.
Okay.
Now, you don't see a real estate mogul sitting on every single corner. You don't see a stock market mogul sitting on every single corner. What do you see on every single corner of America?
Banks.
Because banks are the wealthiest institutions out there. And the way they build this wealth is simply by borrowing money from you cheap and loaning it out at a higher rate.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is to every American out there, they can be doing the same thing. The reason that you guys use banks is because, we need someone to find, I can't find this borrower. Or I don't know how to structure this deal with this borrower. And the bottom line is, yes, you can. I get scores of calls a month from people that want to borrow money at 12, 15, 20, 25% returns that they'll collateralize
Really?
with real estate.
So you're connecting those people.
We connect those people.
Okay, now you also say that the wealthy not only use their personal banking system to accelerate the growth of their money, but they also use something called a life insurance contract. I've never heard of that.
Well, life insurance is a very poor investment. Make no mistake, but so is mutual funds.
Right.
I mean, I don't know the answer to this, but I'll bet Warren Buffett or Bill Gates doesn't own one single mutual fund.
Right.
You know, I'm not sure of that, but I would bet that because I certainly don't.
Right.
Because mutual funds are a poor investment.
Okay.
Okay. Life insurance as well, the properly structured life insurance though, can be used as a great investment tool.
Okay.
It could be used just like equity in a home. You can borrow from a life insurance policy at a certain rate, create arbitrage within the policy, and reinvest the money. Now, understand I keep saying reinvest money. I'm not telling people to consume the money. The problem with most Americans is they pull money out of equity or their life insurance policies and they go buy jet skis or boats or vacations.
Yeah.
That doesn't build wealth.
No. It's fun, but
It's a great time, but
it doesn't fill up your bank account.
But if you fill up that bank account large enough, you'll have all the fun you want, and you can do it relatively quickly.
Okay.
So we use a life insurance contract, and the life insurance component of it's not even that important to me. It's nice to have,
Right.
but not everyone needs it.
I've got about 15 seconds before I have to take a commercial break. What is the best kept secret in the investing community that the average person doesn't know about?
The best kept secret is everyone out there that's watching this needs to start their own business.
Oh.
It's that simple. And the problem is Americans think too big, so they never start their own business.
And they're intimidated by it.
Very intimidated.
Okay, we got lots to get to. I do have to take a break. Stay with us. Leading Experts continues right after this.